Alright, welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel. So, let's go visit our friend Toa and see which sort of ideas she has for the festival. Well, here we are. I wonder if Toa's already inside. Okay. That's fine. Doesn't sound like she's here yet. Oh. At least she's getting some rest. Must be a rare treat for her. What to do, though? I'd almost feel bad about waking her. We're gonna poke her cheeks. On the other hand, she might not want to be left sleeping like this either. Still, she seems really cozy napping there, so I don't just want to jar her awake or anything. Sorry, but if I don't wake you up, I could end up being here all night.
Mom, Dad.
Yeah, I don't think I can bring myself to do it after all. She must be really tired. I should let her sleep for a while longer. Oh, right. There we go. I guess I'll just read a book or something while I'm waiting.
Huh? Where am I? A jacket?
Oh, hey, you're awake.
Huh? Reen? Oh, right. I came here after the conference was over. So this jacket is... Oh no! I'm so sorry! I can't believe I fell asleep after asking you to come all the way here.
Don't worry about it. You're doing me a favor here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule for me.
Aww. Why is it that you always seem to catch me at the weirdest moments? Still, thanks.
No problem. Glad to do what I can. It wasn't too hot, was it?
No, of course not. It felt really nice and warm. But anyway, that's not the point. Now, listen here, Reen.
Huh?
I mean, lending me your jacket was very sweet and gentlemanly of you, and I'm kind of happy you did. But it's not very gentlemanly to sit and stare at a girl when she's sleeping, you know.
I'm sorry? I did try to wake you up once, but you seemed so relaxed and peaceful that it seemed almost mean to wake you. But I guess it was inconsiderate of me to just let you nap there.
No. I'm not annoyed with you. It's just kind of weird to randomly watch people sleep, you know? If it was someone else, they might have misunderstood.
Anyway, I asked you to meet me here so I could show you more about the concert we put on for last year's festival. Oh, you mean the one you did with Angelica, Crow, and George? Do you have some record of it here? Actually, I do. George was testing out some kind of orbital video camera that was being developed by the Aurora Institute of Technology. And we've still got the recording here. Oh, an orbital video camera? Yeah, the technology is different from what they use for the orbital net. Actually, it's probably faster to just show you. Let me bring it up on screen. Oh, you've got pictures of it? More than just pictures. Just watch. Amazing. I know, right? It plays back images and sound at the same time, so it's like a radio and camera combined. The quality might be a bit rough, but it really feels like you're right there, doesn't it? It's really something else. Oh, there we are going up. Wow. Isn't it cool? It's called Rock. It's making a splash in the music scene abroad. They use orbital audio technology to amplify guitars for it. It's a pretty bold sound, huh? It definitely is, except I'm not listening, I'm just watching. And speaking of bold, how about that outfit? I forgot about the outfit. Don't look at that, just focus on the performance. This is... Bravo! That was incredible. I wish I could have been there to see it in person. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So was that any help? Help? This is exactly what I was looking for. I'm not sure if we can put together something as flashy as this, but we do have Elliot and he knows his music, so I think we might have a chance. I'm glad to hear it. Crow was the one who planned all of this out, so he's the one you should ask about how to put a program like this together. Angie did our choreography and George got all the instruments together for us. I'm sure they'd help out if you asked. I think I just might. We have to get our preparations for the festival underway. Oh, I put a copy of the video onto this memory quartz for you too. If you put this memory quartz into the orbital projector here, you can watch the video anytime you want. Maybe you can bring everyone from your class here and show it to them tomorrow? Yeah, thanks for everything, Toa. I mean, I asked you for help, but you really went above and beyond. I don't really know how to thank you. You're always looking out for me, Reen. It's the least I could do. Besides, I'm sure this idea will spark some lively discussion within your class. It's not a done deal yet. But I'm really curious to see how things turn out. Me too. Me too. Me too, Reen. I wonder what sort of outfit Laura will wear. Elise already wears it. Well, they all actually wear pretty short skirts, so I don't know. Maybe they don't care. Well, that seems to have gone over well. I could see Elliot's eyes light up when I mentioned it. So it looks like Class 1 is definitely putting on a play. And not just any play, full-scale classical operetta with all the trimmings. Even if an operetta is shorter than a full opera, this is Class 1 we're talking about. I'm sure they'll spare no expense on the outfits and stage design. True, if they had any more blowhards, they'd be a wind tunnel. Class 2 looks like they're gonna run with the idea of doing some kind of indoor garden. From what I heard, they want something based on the motif of the night sky. Sounds like quite the elaborate setup. Class 3 is intending to run a game room based around Blade. I heard they're planning to decorate the room like a castle and provide lessons for beginners as well as advanced matches. Huh, really? Class 4 is going to be doing an Eastern-style cafe of sorts. They're claiming you can enjoy an exotic dining experience. Not sure what they mean by Eastern style, though. Well, my sword is technically Eastern style, I guess, but yeah, that seems like an awfully broad term. You don't really see too much stuff from the East in Erebonia. Class 5's doing something kinda different. They'll be using the training hall for some attraction they call Mishi Panic. Wait, isn't Mishi the mascot of that big theme park in Crossbell? Kind of a strange choice considering the current political climate. I'm kind of a Mishi fan, though. One time, Lecter brought me back a Mishi keychain. It's pretty cool. Oh, the intelligence division never struck me as the type who would budget for souvenirs. Anyway, the captain of the riding club is intending to organize some manner of horse racing event. Officially, there's to be no gambling, but with our senior colleague involved, I'm sure Free Enterprise will find a way. Really, Crow? Toa's not going to like it if she finds out. Aw, come on, it's just a festival. A little low-stakes fun never hurt anyone. A number of second years are planning to run stalls, and many clubs are intending to put on events as well. But in terms of scale, the 5 other classes are our main competition. I've heard attendees will be able to vote on which class's event they like most, with the winner to be announced during the evening's festivities. That sounds like it's going to make things awfully competitive. Still, it's that much more incentive to make our class's contribution one to remember. Which leads us to our current problem. What do we do? I'm thinking we should avoid doing anything that would require large-scale equipment. With our numbers and the time we have to prepare, I doubt we could get it set up or even spare someone to operate it. Yeah, you make a good point. But if we take that into account, just about the only other option we have is doing something on the auditorium stage. And it's worth noting that using the stage would put us in direct competition with Class 1. We can't very well put on a production like theirs, though. We'd just look like copycats. Whatever we end up going with, it should be something we can all have a part in. Maybe a martial arts demonstration with a few sparring matches? No, that would probably get turned down as too dangerous. Not a bad line of thought, though. How about a cooking contest? Ooh, I call judge! Our troubles are over. I just had a visionary idea with the Academy pool. Picture this. Stunning ladies in bikinis, wrestling piggyback in the pool. Come for the fights, stay for the accidental exposure. I think not. Get out. No. This is getting us nowhere. They all sound like fun, though. Actually, I did find one idea I think we might be able to use. You did? Really? I bet Toa told you, huh? Yeah, she showed me the video, too. I can't believe you never mentioned it. You guys put on an amazing show. Well, I'm the lone second year. Didn't want to rob you bright-eyed first years of the full festival experience. So what's this idea, then? Did the student council president suggest something to you? Yeah, she showed me a video of a concert that she, Crow, George, and Angelica put on for last year's festival. A concert on stage with vocals? Ooh, that does sound interesting. I have heard that there was one event at last year's festival that really drove the crowds wild. I've heard similar things, but I had no idea Crow was involved. Yeah, it was pretty spur of the moment though, so it was too late for them to put us on the official poll. If folks had been able to vote for us, I don't doubt we would have ranked right up near the top. Without seeing it for ourselves, it's difficult to say whether we'd be able to do something similar. You got me curious though. It sounds great, let's do it. You said you saw the video, right? Can you show us to us too? Yeah, Toa gave me a copy of it. Let's get together during lunch tomorrow and watch it. I can't wait to see the looks on their faces when they see it. Though I imagine Toa's outfit might raise more than a few questions too. Oh, it's 9 already? Albin time should be on soon. And Lady Clotilde's really suspicious too. I don't know about that woman.
I'm Misty, and this is Radio Trista. It's 9 p.m. on the 19th of the 9th month.
If only I was dressed to the nines to match.
It feels like we're finally getting the break we deserve from a long string of uncomfortably humid nights. That's right, fall is finally here, and it's brought its cool night breezes and gentle chirping of insects with it. Along with that respite, Erebonians everywhere are turning to their true autumn passions, food and sports. What do all of you out there look forward to when you realize fall's almost here? For me, it's definitely the food. The crops come into season, ready for the harvest. I can only imagine how much work it has to be for all those farmers. But I can't wait for my first roasted chestnuts of the season. It's just about time for those to start popping up too. Sure, I'll never turn down a Marron Glacé or a Mont Blanc, but roasted is the way chestnuts were meant to be. That soft, melt-in-your-mouth taste, that sweet fragrance, simply irresistible. Whoops! The director's over there giving me the stink eye. Someone hasn't eaten dinner yet, I'll bet. Anyway, fall is also known for being a season for the arts. One of the Empire's most popular cultural institutions is the opera, and no one does opera like Heimdall's famous opera house. But as far as music goes, I'm a sucker for the classics. I still sing along whenever I hear The Whereabouts of Light. I stare in disbelief as you fade away, like a dimming star beneath the coming day. Whoa there, almost felt like I was in my shower back home. Speaking of music, some fresh new genres have been gaining popularity lately, both at home and abroad.
She really does have a pretty voice, though I guess you kinda have to in order to be a big opera singer like that. I don't know if singing on the air like that is such a good idea if she's trying to keep her identity under wraps, though. We've got our practical exam coming up next week, then another field study over the weekend. Sounds like things are going to be even busier than usual. I better brace myself for an exhausting week. Yeah, and then we got the festival, too. Jeez, they're throwing everything at Class 7 now. Kind of unfair. Whoa. That was way cool. Very impressive. That was neat. Well, it was certainly quite a technical display. But if you think we're gonna put on outfits like that and prance around on stage, you must be dreaming. Well, the outfits all depend on what kind of performance we put on. The clothes have to fit the mood and the music. Right, Crow? Yeah, we did a rock song last year. So if our outfits didn't scream rock, the whole performance would have lacked something, in my opinion. Though, in my infinite wisdom, I like to point out that the revealing outfits will be popular regardless of the music. You guys... Outfits aside, it does seem like a bold concept. Few would think to put on a performance like that. If we put in the time to practice, we may even compare favorably with Class 1's operetta. Well, Elliot's the music expert here. Do you think there's any chance we could put on a performance like this? Hold on. So first things first, how many of us can actually play an instrument? You learned the lute from your dad, right, Rain? Yeah, I'm no virtuoso, but I can play, as long as the music's not too complicated. And Elisa, you can play the violin, right? Yeah, my grandfather taught me. Gaius, you can play the sitar, was it? I've been playing it for years. I can play the piano, so with the 4 of us, it looks like we have our instruments covered. Guess that means we just need to work on our music and lyrics and decide who's going to be on vocals. So yeah, it really depends on what sort of music we want to do, but I think we can pull off an impressive performance. Great. Well, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound like such a bad idea. That's true, and it seems fitting for a festival, too. Sounds good to me. Yeah, let's do it. Then the matter is settled. I'm in favor, too. I dread the thought of what the instructor would do if we didn't have anything decided by today. So we leave the musical responsibilities in Elliot's hands, then? Yeah, I think he's in the best position to decide the style of the performance, our songs, and what we should each be doing. That okay with you, Elliot? Sure thing, I haven't spent all these years studying music for nothing. Oh, and Crow, do you think you could give us some help with the outfits, and with getting a hold of all the equipment we need? I'd like us to do as much of this ourselves as we can. Sure, I'll do what I can. This might be a temp thing and all, but I am part of Class 7. So if you're going all in, I'll throw my chips in your pile. Crow. Wow, maybe I had you pegged wrong this whole time. So just leave those outfits in my capable hands. I'll make sure you all shine like stars up there, especially the ladies. I take it all back. He's not even trying to hide it. We're counting on you to keep him tasteful, Reen. Right, tasteful. Tasteful. Well, I mean, revealing is tasteful, no? Maybe not. Well, it depends. Could be slightly tasteful. Practical exam day. Wonder what sort of robot we're gonna fight today. If we're even gonna fight a robot, because last time I think we fought each other. With Crow and Milliam and Reen against everybody else. First, congratulations are in order. Took you long enough, but you finally decided what to do for the festival. So you're following in Toa's footsteps and putting up a concert, huh? Have you decided what kind of music you want to do? Not exactly. We're still kind of getting things sorted. At the very least, it should be pretty easy to decide who's playing an instrument and who will be on vocals. I'm not actually sure I've ever even touched an instrument. Can't say I have either. You'd probably need at least some rudimentary experience to play an instrument at the festival. I had the pleasure of seeing last year's concert live. They put on a real show. Reen and Crow, you two are handling all the outfits, right? Do you guys have that under control? Yep, we got that shit on lockdown. Well, we've narrowed it down to the 15 most promising designs. Hey, Dios, save us all. I suppose we'll have to rely on Reen to save us from being dressed by Crow. Honestly, I feel a little envious. If I was 5 years younger, I'd jump right up on stage with all of you and have a great old time. Hey, what are you all looking at me like that for? Instructor? How old are you again? Aren't you in your mid-20s? Even if you were 5 years younger, graduation would still be years behind you. Hush you! For us ladies, everything up to the mid-20s is just a warm-up. And men? They're like fine wines, better with age. I'm not sensitive about it really. This is just another valuable life lesson that it's my duty as your instructor to impart. Anyway, as much as I'm looking forward to the festival, that's not why we're here today, are we? Not only do you have no field study next month, it looks like you're off the hook as far as practical exam goes too. So this will be your last practical exam for a while. I figured I'd crank up the challenge a couple notches. Oh. Wait, are you going to serve as our opponent? Bingo! Just think of it as the long-awaited second round of May's exam. If you want to get back at me, now's your chance, but you'd better bring it, cause I'm not gonna go easy on you. Alright, Reen, pick 2 for your team because you're up first. Got it. Laura. Somebody strong. I'll do that. Which means I have no healing. Can I like restore CP? Ooh, I can. Oh, that only give me 20. What? That was supposed to give me 50. Do I have anything that restores CP? Ooh, that does, but... There we go. Alright, so we should be good. It seems as though she plans to fight us at something close to her full strength. I've always wanted a chance to fight the famous Purple Lightning. Well, if you were ever holding anything back before, now's the time to pour it all in.
I take it you're all ready? You've been studying and training here half a year now. I think you might finally be able to do it. Now, show me you've got what it takes to pass with flying colors.
Gotcha!
Alright, time to murder Sarah.
Come at me with everything you've got!
So no one reaches low HP and win in less than 40 turns.
My turn.
Start with the motivate.
All right, let's do this.
Understood, Captain. Here I go!
She's only got 30,000 HP. Well, this should be easy. Oh, that's not good.
My turn.
Behold the might of the Arcade School! Radiant Blade Dance!
Not bad. Time for the kid gloves to come off.
I think we're gonna win.
Come on, Lammy!
We're gonna skip the animation and just look at a black screen for like 5 seconds, because that's what happens when we skip Milliam's animation. There we go. Oh, we won.
You've come a long way.
Well, that's that. Let's get going.
That was easy enough. And Reen leveled up.
Great.
So we got Flame Impact. I didn't think we were going to learn any more abilities. This is a powerful downward slash that unbalances by 30%, burn 50, faint 50. Alright. Okay. Nice. We defeated the instructor. Wowzers, she really is just as strong as people say she is. Nicely done. I can't believe how far you've all come in just 6 months. I know you've been owning your team tactics, but I wasn't expecting such top-rate performance from you so soon. But you know what? As your instructor, that's the best feeling in the world. Okay, that's 1 group down, 3 more to go. I'll call you in groups of 3, so be ready to jump in when I call your name. She's not even tired. Is she even human? Multiple groups with multiple opponents in every group, and she's still able to put up a fight against us all? She's on a completely different level. We'll need to redouble our efforts in training if we hope to match her. You can say that again. Phew, I'm spent. Mind if I use you as a pillow, Emma? What? Here? Have you no shame? Looks like there's still some life in her left yet. She's the only person I know who can fight 4 back-to-back battles and still have the energy for wisecracks. Don't get me wrong, I'm genuinely impressed with how far you've come. Now I can tell you where you're headed for your field study without any worries. Up we go. Alright, get them while they're hot. Alright, let's see what we're doing this time. It'd be nice if we were all together for what I'm assuming is the last one. I'm not sure though. Nope, still different. So, Group A is Reen, Elisa, Fee, Machias, Elliot, Crow. Oh my god. No Laura, no Milliam, no Eustace, no Emma. It's like just getting rid of all the people I like. Damn it. Roar and Ordis, those are 2 of the Empire's largest cities, right? Well, technically they are. Roar is far from small, but Ordis is kind of on another level. It's the 2nd largest city in the Empire with over 400,000 people. It also happens to be the stronghold of Duke Cayenne, the noble faction's de facto leader. Are you out of your mind? You want us to drag this hyperactive chatterbox straight into the noble faction's strongest stronghold? He does make a good point. Ordis is hostile territory for her, no 2 ways about it. If they find you poking around, they'll burn you at the stake. I'm not that worried. I've snuck into Ordis plenty of times before, and this time I've got you guys with me. I'll be fine. This is no laughing matter. I'm a bit concerned too. As am I. Ordis is quite far from here if something were to happen. Not to worry, we're thinking about what to do about that. Still, you're not in for a laid-back vacation, that much I can say for certain. That goes for the group headed to Roar too. The Rhineford group is based in Roar, right? Though Roar is also part of the Marquis Ragnar's domain, and he's the head of one of the 4 great houses. Jellica's stubborn old man, huh? He's supposed to be a real hardliner, even among the big shots in their aristocracy. That's true, but the Imperial Army also runs a military factory in the vicinity. The Rhineford group isn't aligned with either faction, but I can imagine there are more than a few ongoing complications. Really? Sounds like trouble if you ask me. Why would my father and the other members of the board choose destinations like those in dangerous times like these? Well, like I said, we're thinking those issues over. With the Academy's annual festival coming up next month, there's no field study being planned. So this is your chance to show off all your know-how and you've gained from your previous field studies. Well, make whatever preparations you need to, and when Saturday rolls around, travel with your heads held high. So far, the only reputation you guys have to live up to is your own. Thank you, instructor.
Your rank's gone up.
Yay. We're almost
Here's
at
a little something from the Academy.
almost at the top rank, which is kind of nice. I don't know if we'll hit it though, but
Thank you for everything.
so it's field study day.
It's 8:20. So we're still waiting on Elliot and Crow then.
It looks like they nearly pulled an all-nighter working on our festival performance.
It sounds like they've got a general idea of what they want, as far as style goes. But they're both nitpicking the set list and all the little details of the performance itself.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I'm not worried about Elliot, but I can't say I've got an abundance of faith in Crow.
Well, be that as it may, we just have to leave it to them for now.
Still, I was surprised by what the instructor said last night. What do you think she's cooking up this time?
I can only shudder to guess.
Oh, before I forget, I want you all to stop by the academy tomorrow morning before you head out.
I think what we'll do is we'll take a little break here because these scenes have been going on for a little while. So as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.